can, that's where you can really abuse them. And that's why I really like this play by JangBi, actually going to carriers. Not only because it's not expected, because it seems that arbiters have become so standard in PvT.
Well, carriers are also unbeatable. You have to keep that in mind.
And also the fact that, yeah, carriers cannot be beaten. I'm pretty sure Hydra will agree with you there as well.
I actually did an experiment. I actually fought with 400 cloaked wraiths and 10 science vessels versus 1 carrier, and I actually lost.
That's pretty impressive. I think Hydra would be impressed with your accomplishment. It looks like NaDa's going to try to go for a push here. I think he's sick of getting harassed. He wants to force JangBi to fight him straight on. I don't know if it's a good idea. I think that's a lot of carrier. Oh, wow, he actually dropped. I don't know if he got some storms off.
Probably storm dropped.
Yeah, storm dropped and actually managed to build an Archon. That's how distracted NaDa is at this point. He actually let an Archon finish in his mineral line. I think this command center might go down. There's really not enough SCVs.
That is not good.
That's gonna go down.
Oh wow, yes.
No, he's gonna save it. Wow, what an epic clutch save by NaDa. Just getting his Goliaths there in time. And, you know, that's another thing about this map. Since it is a kind of narrow map. Oh no, all the Goliaths are out of position. If he can get his carriers over there, he might be able to pick off some tanks before the Goliaths get there, and that's exactly the kind of thing you want to do. Okay, he's not really going to do a lot of damage, maybe getting 1 tank. Looks like, yeah, he's going to pick off 1 or 2 tanks before the Goliaths get there. Once the Terran has enough Goliaths, he doesn't even have to target carriers anymore. He can just simply sit there, and he'll kill interceptors so quickly that it's worth his while.
Oh, Storm. Actually, it didn't do much.
Storms are epic. I mean, JangBi's just abusing the map so perfectly. I mean, this is, oh my god, the storm. He's just forcing NaDa to go back and forth along that longer pathway, and his carriers are much more mobile, and they can just kind of go back and forth around it. It looks like NaDa's actually going to go for a hard counter, but again, the carriers are right there. Like, they barely have to move at all, and NaDa has to go around all of that. So, I mean, even if NaDa can manage to hard counter here, he's going to get delayed constantly by these carriers. I don't know if that storm's going to go off. It looks like there's a lot of SCVs there for NaDa. No, he's using the storms on the incoming Goliaths. NaDa's actually... Oh, wow. Oh, that was so many SCVs.
How is that only 12?
No, that's got to be more than 12. NaDa's hard counter is just getting obliterated here. It's just getting picked off piece by piece. It's really doing nothing. I mean, NaDa's done well. He's managed to build a lot of units.
This is why carriers
I really don't think he's getting anywhere. Well, I don't know if I'd say...
They may as well just not even be targetable. No, unbeatable. There's a difference between strength and unbeatable. Like, let's say you can bench a lot, that's strength, but you can't beat carriers. Like, you can't beat them. It's just stupid. This game's stupid. I hate Protoss.
I love Protoss. I love JangBi for going carriers. This is what I love. I mean, arbiters become so super standard, and then he just comes out with carriers out of nowhere. But you know what? I mean, this game isn't over yet. NaDa's actually going to take down this expansion, and he's made a lot of ground with his army here. Although, I don't know if going for this was necessarily the best idea, considering it's already mined out, and the fact that he's going to get his whole army trapped here. Yeah, you know what? That entire army is going to get taken out. It wasn't a good idea for him to strand himself there. And after this army gets taken out, NaDa's going to be in a lot of trouble. I think that actually probably is going to end the game for him. He's got to keep that army alive. Okay, it looks like he's going to manage to retreat most of the units there. But I mean, you know, that sucks. He almost kills one of JangBi's expansions that isn't mining at all. And the price he pays for that is losing one of his mining expansions, and one of his only mining expansions. And that really sucks. I mean, if you're playing a TVP late game like this and you're a Protoss, you don't mind trading bases anyway. But if the base that you lose is the one that's not even mining anymore, then you really don't give a shit. And that worked out great for JangBi.
He did get some probes, but JangBi looks like pulling out the full deck of Protoss cards. We have Dark Templars, Carriers, and High Templars. The most strongest, most powerful army ever. And now you can just see how thin NaDa's... Yeah, he needs some Arbiters and some Shuttles with the DTs and High Templars in there.
You know what, NaDa trying to chase down the carrier.
This sucks. This is disappointing. To see NaDa play so well in these games. But at the same time, like, I hate to be biased, but I'm just going to be biased anyway, because JangBi just played phenomenally in this game. Oh, of course.
Yeah, it was an incredible game.
And JangBi's Reaver control was really good, and to see a lot of lesser players and a lot of unluckier players would have lost to just a couple of Reavers. GG from NaDa. Wow, NaDa getting knocked out.
Awesome
He
game.
just looks sad. But not to say I'm sad, because those are some awesome games. I don't want to knock on NaDa again, but that was way better than I expected, and that was a really good series. And if NaDa had to go out of the MSL, I think he really went out with style there. What do you think?
Dude, he did way better than I expected. Like, I've gained a new respect for his TVP. I've got to put him probably in the top 5 TVP players right now. Easily in the top 5 PvP players right now, because there's really not that many.
Stay on that
PvP
level with
players out
JangBi,
there.
I agree.
Yeah, like every single, well, we only had 2 long games. We only had 2 late games. But both like the first one, he dominated him, and in this game, he was right there with him most of the time. You know, it's just his. Unfortunately, he did not do enough. He was not paranoid enough about those Reavers. He thought he held the first dual shuttle drop with taking not too much damage, and then he got kind of sloppy and lazy, and the second one really killed him. I think that's what gave JangBi the edge, and not only that, but the carriers and the excellent carrier control. But I think that's what gave JangBi the edge that he rode out to victory. And I mean, if you're playing a player as good as JangBi, you just can't give him anything. You know what I mean? He's gonna find holes, and he's gonna get his advantages. You can't give him any. You can't make mistakes. And I mean, other than that,
just like you said in the first game, JangBi's almost known from coming back and not really playing poorly, but just the other player getting the advantage, and then JangBi just playing so well and working it off. And when you were at a disadvantage to JangBi, you're in trouble, because it is just tooth and nail trying to get that back.
Yeah, like, it's not that JangBi plays bad early game and then he has to fight his way back. No, JangBi plays well early game, but just in the case that he doesn't, he comes back and wins anyway, and that's why his stats are so good, and that's how he's killing Terran. And I mean, if you give JangBi something to work with, you're in a lot of trouble, and that's what NaDa did. He just had one slip up. Otherwise, he played a really good game as well. I mean, he was in a really tough position. Like, a lot of people can say he made some maybe positional errors or was moving his army around too much, but really, there's not a lot you can do against carriers. I mean, he really did the best. He played well. He didn't really make too many mistakes against the carriers. He did what he had to do, up until the fact where he let his army get stranded, taking out that one expansion. That was a mistake, but I think at that point he was in a lot of trouble already.
Yeah, and I guess really that wraps it up. JangBi moving on. Nothing too unexpected, even though we did see some awesome games. Round of 8 just wrapping up. The last series we have, 4GG versus Stork, and however great this is going to be tough to live up to this limit. I think this series really set the bar for TVP in the MSL, but nonetheless, I'm really expecting some amazing games from both Stork and 4GG.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to live up to this, but I think he can do it. Stork can, I mean, he's probably still a better PvTer than JangBi, although if not, then they're about the same level, and 4GG is an excellent TVPer as well. So there should be awesome games. It's going to be hard to live up to this because these were incredible, but I think that we'll have at least a 4-game series, and it should be really good. And on that note, I think, I mean, we could probably talk about this forever, but we really don't want to fucking do that because we don't want to have a 4th part of just us talking about nothing. So let's move on. I mean, I'm happy for JangBi. It sucks for NaDa, but it was a great series and they both played well. So that's pretty much all I have to say. And, I think you can take us home here with PetZergling.
This is kind of sad. Actually, I think the person deleted the comment. I'm looking for it. I'm just gonna stall and be a huge nerd for a second, but I saw this comment.
It's all good.
No, I don't see it. It was something about NaDa. I saw it on the thing, and then I expanded the comments, and I don't see it. It was something about NaDa should retire. Oh, I found it. Except it was, it got marked as spam. I can't see it, but it was some fucking nerd that said that NaDa should retire. Fuck you. Alright, that's it for me. Peace out, guys.
Yeah, peace out.